Hi friends, it's Becky, and today I'm going to be organizing and opening up my October 2024 Curated Bead Box. There's a picture of all the things that are on here. We've got a list down here of this. This is a monthly bead box. It is one of the more economical bead boxes out there, and it comes with a whole bunch of beads, findings, charms, and it always comes with a finding starter kit. You can see right there, it does say bead sizes and types may vary due to availability. So if I'm reading off of here and what I have is different, it's because it might not have been available for the thing that was printed on there. I'm going to be organizing it into my 18 grid organizer. These are a little bit bigger than my 15 grid organizers that I usually like to use. Because I like to put down the section over here for the findings starter kit. And also we usually get a lot bigger strands, and the wells for this are deeper, so I can fit more beads in each section when we do that. So you'll see what I mean when I say that we usually get long strands in this bead box. All right, looks like the theme is silver shadow, and I can see lots of grays and whites. And it's very monochrome. I kind of love that. And look at all of these silver bits. Ooh, I like this clasp. That is a great clasp. And we've got a bead mix. I love sorting bead mixes. All right, so let's get all of these out of the box, and then we can start going through them, looking at the different beads, the different findings. This is what I meant by the finding starter kit. This is what makes this such a great bead box for beginning beaders, because it comes with everything that you need to be able to make some jewelry from the beads in this box. You get, inside of this, you'll get some jump rings, you'll get some stretch cord, some lobster clasps, some ear wires, some crimps, some head pins, some beading wire, and some memory wire. So you can make a lot of things just with the contents of this box. And it makes a really great stash builder for experienced beaders as well, because you always get fairly consistent round size beads in different finishes and different qualities, and they are very long strands of beads, and sometimes some larger beads. And just in the last year or two, we've been seeing more gemstone beads in addition to the glass beads. So let's get these all laid out. Looks like we've got 2 different gemstone strands as well as our glass beads. So let's start from the top here. We've got the larger beads. First is Dalmatian Jasper style glass bead. It says it's an 8-inch strand, but this is much longer than 8 inches for this. And this is also, I think it might be a different size than some of these. I think this is an 8mm. So that's where the size and availability will differ. I got a longer strand than it said, but I also got smaller beads, which is totally fine by me because that's just more beads. Let's get this open. And this is what I mean by laying down this side. I can fit my finding starter kit in here. And then I have room for all of my beads and findings and other metal pieces in there once I've got this in here. And if there are any big, large things, they can fit in here too. So let's get this guy organized in here. We'll start up here in the corner. I think this is probably a 16-inch strand. It's 15 or 16-inch. It has a very long strand with lots and lots of beads. And again, I think it's an 8mm rather than a 10mm. But before I finish putting these on here, let's put these up a little bit closer so you get a better look at these beads with the spotting on the crackle glass. Wait, maybe this is the crackle spray glass. 16-inch strand. Okay, so this is the crackle spray glass. Okay, it's not the Dalmatian style. Is this the Dalmatian style? It might be. Okay, so this might be what I mean by Dalmatian Jasper style glass. I got that wrong. Bring this a little bit closer. It's got some grays in it. And this is a 10mm bead. Okay, the next thing is opaque white gemstone beads. And I'm not sure what gemstone it is. I might have to look that up. But this is a 6 to 8 inch string. And the list says it's 10mm, but I think these are more 8mm in size. All right, so that's the iris crackle, I think, yeah. And then this is another gemstone bead. This is Jasper, and there's several different shades of gray and taupe in here. And this is an 8mm bead, and it is a 7 to 8 inch strand. All right, so there's those 4. And then we've got some 6mm Jasper style glass bead and 6mm silver crackle. So this is the Jasper style, I guess. This is a 16-inch strand, 6mm. Once again, very long strands of beads. And then this one is the Crackle Silver. It's got almost a greenish cast to it. Greenish blue, maybe. Silver crackles. And this is another 16-inch strand of beads. All right, well, let's take a look at our bead mix here. See what different beads we've got. Looks like we have some silver crystal faceted ovals. They're kind of football shaped. It looks like one of them's broken. I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside so it doesn't get mixed in with the others. That's okay. We've got one of these beads that has a hole that runs through this pointy end, like that. And it's like shaped like a bicone, but it's got that one, so it's one of these. And then we've got a few that are actual bicones that have the hole running front to back on those. And these are like sort of saucer shaped bicones. Looks like we've got some sort of AB finish on them. Got several of those. Got a couple of faceted disco ball type beads. Two more faceted, kind of a smoky topaz color. One single bicone like this. We have several of these sort of diamondy shape ones with a hole that's like offset from the center. So they're like faceted lentils. Like that. Those will be real fancy with some things. And then we've got some glass lentils. They're saucers with some top drilled front to back holes. These two are a different color than the rest of these. So we have a bunch of these lentils. Actually, let's put these guys with them. I'm going to be separating them out into separate sections. And then there are a couple of seed beads like that. And some very short, like spacery beads that were in there. I'm going to put all of these lentil guys in here. Well, lentils and bicones. And then we're going to put these faceted guys and the metallic-y beads over here. And now I can get these spacers and charms out here. All right, so we've got 4 of these 20 by 8mm silver metal spacer beads. Looks like they have some flowers on them. They are fairly long beads, and they are the same on both sides, it looks like. They're definitely metal, not acrylic or anything like that. And then we've got these diamond silver metal spacer beads. They've got a little flower on them, and the hole runs from one point of a diamond to the other. I'm gonna set them here, I think. We've got the silver metal hook clasp with the ring. I'm gonna go ahead and set this one with our other clasps and things over here. And then we've got some bead caps. These are 6mm, and there's about 26 of these. Some are upside down and some are the other side, so you can see both sides. We'll set these right here. And then we've got some additional bead caps. These kind of look like daisy spacers, but they are not daisy spacers. They have a little cone shape on one side. So they are 4mm bead caps, and there are about 40 of them. I'm going to put them in here with the other bead caps. And now let's take a look at our charms. Which one's the one? Handbag. So one of these is a purse and one of them is a pocketbook. It's what they call them. We've got one that's a pocketbook, one that's a purse. I have never known the difference between pocket bags and purses. And handbags, but we have several of these. Let's turn them over. It looks like they are the same on both sides. They are in the antique silver color. I'm going to put those charms there. And then we've got handbag charms, and these ones, there's 8 of these ones. You know what? These would probably make fantastic closures for like a double strand bracelet, because then you could maybe connect one end right there, one end right there. Maybe. I wonder if this would work. Super curious. In fact, I am so curious that I'm gonna make something with this right now, y'all. Let's get some beading wire and some crimps. Oh yeah, why don't we use what we've got actually right here in these. I haven't used the beading wire that came with this. This will give me a chance to play around with some different crimping styles. All right, so we've got these crimps, we've got that. Let's get, I'm just really curious because I think it would be really cool to use as ends for a double strand bracelet. Where is my other crimper though? I had it around here somewhere. There we go. Why don't we use this one? I don't have my blue crimper. It is not right here, but this one will work. It'll do the crimpy thing to make a taco crimp with those sides. So let's get a couple of these out. Let's get some beading wire. Oh, it's taped together. I'm just trying to cut the tape, not the wire. Oop. Accidentally got a little bit of wire. Okay, now I'm gonna want 1, 2, 3, about 3 times around my wrist, and then I'll cut it in half. So 1, 2, 1 more, 3, about that much. And we'll cut that in half. Putting those 2 ends together, finding the middle. And I'm just going to crimp one end onto here. Pick up a crimp bead, go through this handle on this end, bend this back around right there, because I want it to be crimped right up there. Right there. Okay. So let's taco crimp this. going to do a little smush first with this one right here on the front, just to get it to start bending the right way. And then I'm going to move back here to this one, the one that will turn it into a taco. You want to talk about it? Okay. And now that there's a bend in the crimp, I'm going to fold it over with that front part again. There we go. So that is crimped on there. Let's get the other end crimped, that second strand, the same way. I'm trying to get it to crimp just below that little bulb out bit right there, so that these are coming out of both sides of my purse. Okay. First boop, and then taco. This is not my favorite way of doing crimping, but it's the way that will work with the crimps that came with this bead box. Okay, so fold it over. Okay, perfect. All right, now the beads that I want to use. Let's use a couple of these crackles on each side, and then maybe these other crackles as well. So I'm gonna do small crackle, big crackle, small crackle. Just gonna slide these over the beading wire, trim that down. So I've got my third one. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Small crackle, big crackle, small crackle. Make sure that beading wire goes through those holes. Not all of them. Hey buddy, what you doing? Right, this part's gonna be just a little bit fiddly because we haven't really got it going yet. All right, now I'm gonna go through these spacers in opposite directions with each strand. So it's gonna crisscross through them. So they go through like that. Loop. This is totally gonna work, you guys. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get small, big, small. And then small, big, small. Sorry, I was just really curious if this would work, and I thought, what a better time to satisfy my curiosity and find out if it works than when I've got it out and open and in front of me. Sometimes you need an immediate answer when your question is what if? And sometimes you can answer it really easily by just trying it out. All right, let's do some more of these. I think 6 might be enough, but I might need to go up to 7 depending. We'll check it after 5, see how big or small it is, and then add from there. This is a really fun project and super easy to do if you just have this bead box. We didn't have to add anything from the stash for this yet. In fact, we'll just use the closures that came in here too. I think I want to use the hook for maybe a necklace, not necessarily a bracelet. It's a very, very large hook. But we've got some lobster clasps in the Finding Starter Kit. Oh, look at that. Just giving it a little bit of a tug to loosen up some of the slack. Do you guys like that so far? I do. I think that looks really cool. And I know these are charms. They're supposed to be like dangles or something like that, but like, look how great they look for this. Look what a fantastic addition this was. Sometimes things that are meant for one purpose can be repurposed to a different way of using it. It's just, it all depends on maybe looking at it from a different perspective. Right, so this is four of the crisscrosses. I still have more of these spacers, so we can go as long as it takes to get it to be a bracelet length. And there's so many beads. Still gonna have beads for necklaces and earrings and things after this, but oh, you know what? We can even do an earring with this if we wanted to. I'm gonna see how big this is. All right, I think we're gonna need one more of these, which means we'll need 4 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. All right. Sometimes with the crackle glass, it makes it really hard to see the hole on a bead. So I'm kind of rolling them around a little bit to see if I can find them. I'm just gonna hold on to this. Okay, yes, one more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. So I'm gonna just see once we add these on here if that's gonna be a good length. Actually, where's my measuring tape? Because that'll tell me how long this is. I have a 7.5-inch wrist, so. If we do this and I connect this to that part right there, I might need 8 of these. Let's see. So 7.5. Probably. So that's about 6.5. So one more of these. All right. Where you going, buddy? Oh, and it's a good thing that I'm almost done because I'm going to run out of wire soon. And that is totally okay because all I need to do is add another set of these beads and then crimp these wires here to the other side of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to do these one at a time. But I am going to tighten up the other side so that they are both equally tensioned using one of my bead stoppers after I get the beads on them. Okay, so that is where I want it to be. Let's stick a bead stopper right here. Make sure this doesn't come undone while I'm working on the other side. And now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this on the wire. It's just going to be a little bit more fiddly because we're going to have beads in the way. So yay for fiddly. That was also fiddly on the other side. That's okay though. I'm going through here. I'm going to go back through this crimp. Put the wire through that bead next to it. And then tighten up, or maybe try to move. Oh, this is harder to do with a wire that is stiff. Okay. Try and get this loop closed, or as closed as it's going to be. And I do need to be able to fit my crimper in there. First part, second part, and then fold that taco over. Okay, that's a crimp. Cut my excess wire. Whew, that's easier than I thought it would be. And now let's get my last bit crimped. Let's go through here and then back through the crimp, back through that one bead, or maybe 2. It could be 2, that would be fine. Making sure that that is on the other side of that little bit there. I'm just rotating this a little bit out of the way so that I can get to my crimp easier. First part, second part, and third part. There we go. Whew. was a lot of fun, actually. All right. So now I've got these 2 bits. That is 100% going to be long enough. Let's get lobster clasp and jump rings and get this all connected. Should we do a little dangle? Maybe a little dangle. Yeah, let's add a dangle right here at the end of this with one of these. Let's grab one of these guys over here. Ooh, actually, there we go. Gonna put my bead cap, this guy, and then that right on this head pin for a little dangle. Bend the head pin over about 90 degrees. I'm gonna cut off all but 1 centimeter of it with my wire cutters. And then I'm gonna go find my, there they are, round nose pliers. And I'm gonna roll that up into a simple loop. And now I've got a little dangle that I can attach to one end of my guy. All right, I need pliers for opening and closing jump rings. I wasn't planning on making things, so I didn't have everything out. I'm gonna open this jump ring. You want to hold one end of your jump ring secure, and then using pliers, just twist it open to the side. You don't want to pull it open like that. There you go. And then you put it through whatever 2 things you want to join your jump ring with. Once it's put through, you hold that one end steady, and with your other pliers, twist it closed. Like that. All right, I'm gonna do 3 of these, just so that I've got plenty of different places that I can connect this to. I'm gonna hook that onto there, close up the jump ring, and now I've got a little bit of a chain started with my dangle, 2 of the jump rings, and I'm going to connect that to my bracelet with 1 more jump ring. Open that, add it, close it. You just want to make sure that both of those ends come together. All right. So now I have a bracelet with these purse charms as the connector. Oh no, did I face them the wrong way? You know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna redo it, because I mean, this way it's reversible. Either way, at least one of the purses you can see that button on. All right, so that was really fun to make. I'm glad you guys stuck around with me for that. And here's one last look at the Curated Bead Box. Silver Shadows was the theme for this. It is wintry and wondrous, and it's very hot in Texas right now, so I have been dreaming of winter. Mostly it exists in my head right now, fall and winter, but it can exist a little bit right here on my bead table. If you're interested in subscribing to Curated Bead Box, there was a problem with my coupon code that they had. Some of my friends let me know that it wasn't working, so I was able to contact Curated Bead Box, and they assured me that it is working now. So that will be in the description below. It is Becky, all lowercase, B-E-K-I, 35. It'll give you 35% off your first month's box if you wanted to subscribe to Curated Bead Box. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic weekend. Until later, happy beading.